All right, we are going to do a new item in the electric pressure cooker. I am going to use the recipe from America's Test Kitchen's Pressure Cooker Perfection Cookbook, and we are going to do a classic pot roast and potatoes. So these are the ingredients I will be using. It's not real clear, but anyway, I got about a 4-pound rump roast. They call for in their recipe, they call for a chuck roast, but these were on sale, so rump it is. They also call for a ½ ounce of dried porcini mushrooms, but I could only find shiitake. I've already got them prepped up right there. So that's a ½ ounce of dried shiitake mushrooms. They will go in there. I've already peeled some garlic. I'm going to use 2 cups of these chopped onion mixture. And that's pretty much going to be it. First things first, this isn't in the America's Test Kitchen recipe. Like I said, they call for a chuck, they call for portacinis. But one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to make little slits in this roast, and I'm going to stuff it full of these garlics. And that's going to give it just a flavor from the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start prepping that up now. I'm just going to season the roast with salt and pepper. And here's my salt and pepper over here. And we're going to do it in the electric pressure cooker. It's the GoWise USA. I also have an Instapot, but this is the one that's out of the box, so this is the one we're going to use. So I'm going to go ahead, prep up the roast by stuffing it with garlic. I'm going to salt and pepper it, and whenever I come back, we're going to go to the browning stage. Oh, and it also calls for 2 cups of beef broth. So I got that right here. There's your beef broth. So I'm going to use 50% sodium. That way I can control my salt level. So right now, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to prep the roast, and then we're going to get started searing it. All right, so if you look at the roast, you can see I've got slits cut all in it on the sides over here, on the sides over there. All these slits have garlic stuffed all up in there. I think you can see one right there. All right, so we got it stuffed full of garlic. I did see a recipe in one of my cookbooks that said to also put in a little bit of jalapeno, which I think would be wonderful. But there's some people that will be eating the roast that wouldn't like it. For today, I am going to use my avocado oil instead of olive oil to put in here to get it going browning. So I'm going to go ahead. It's time to plug in the old electric pressure cooker. I'm going to season up this roast with salt and pepper, and then I'm going to get it searing, and I'll turn it back on once it's in the pot. All right, it's in, seasoned with salt and pepper, and now I'm going to brown each side. This is probably going to take, probably 5 minutes a side. Figure there's 3 or 4 sides, so you're probably looking at about 15 to 20 minutes. It's almost 3 o'clock. So we're just starting to cooking, and what I'll do is I'll come back when I've got the roast completely browned, and I'll show it to you. But right now, we're just going to be browning the roast on all sides, and then we're going to add the onions mixture. But that's what we're doing, and I'll be back. One ingredient I almost forgot. It calls for 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, which I'll be adding a little bit. Right now, we're still browning. All right, so it's almost been 10 minutes, I guess. Right now, we got a nice browning on the roast. And I got it on all sides. I even did the fat a little bit, not too much, just brown right there. But what's left is the fond. So we still got oil in there, and now I'm going to start sauteing some onions. Let's go ahead and add the 2 cups of the onions and start sauteing. Let's get them moving. We're going to saute those with, put the salt and pepper on there. So, then after that, let's check with the cookbook and see what it says to do. Alright, so, onions to the fat, heat, stir in tomato paste. Alright, so once I browned the meat, and then I'm going to add the onions to fat left in the pot and cook until softened, about 5 to 7 minutes. Then I'm going to add the tomato paste and mushrooms and cook that for 3 minutes. So right now, let me get to stirring these onions, and I'll be back whenever I put the tomato paste and the mushrooms, and they're right there. And then here's the beef broth, 2 cups of that. All right, I want to show you this. If you look in here, most of the brown bits have come up. There's a little bit right here that I'm going to continue to work at and get up. But, all right, you see that the onions are cooked down. I'm going to add the mushrooms, and I'm going to add the tomato paste. I'm going to get to stirring. I'll be back. All right, so I've stirred in the tomato paste with the mushrooms. I'm shining a flashlight. Hopefully you can get a good look. But so it's kind of got a brownish red color to it. I'm gonna cook that for a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna add 2 cups of the beef broth. And then I'm gonna scrape up the brown bits, and then I'm gonna put the roast in fat side up. So this side will be going up. I'm gonna put it in there, and I'll show it when right before I put in the roast, and then we're gonna lock it up for an hour and a half and see how it turns out. Oh, and I got potatoes to go with it too. All right, so the beef broth is in. The beef broth is in. It's returning to a boil. I've scraped up all of the brown spots that were stuck to the bottom of the pan. The roast is about to go in, and I also have, I mentioned the potatoes. I got these baby Dutch yellow potatoes. They're going to be rich, buttery flavor, great grill roasted, or in a salad. It doesn't say pressure cooker, but they're going in too. They should be good. All right, the roast is in. I'm going to add the potatoes on top of the roast so that they'll be whole whenever I pull them out. Let me go ahead and see what I can do with my one hand. Whoop, that fell. It is like this. This should all just come right out. All right, so we got all the potatoes, but just one that I'm picking up. I am gonna rinse it off and use it. So anyway, I'm making this pressure cooker recipe for my boys, Mr. Johnny Love and Mr. Jonathan Hatch, brand new Instapot owners. I got them this week for Christmas, and so we got 2 new members of the Instapot or the electric pressure cooker fan club. All right, lid on, pressure, an hour and 30 minutes. Then I'm gonna let it slow release for 15, and when I come back, we'll open up the pot. Right now it is 3:25. All right, lid on. Got it set for an hour and a half. It's gonna come up to pressure, and then I'll let it quick cool. I just wanted to show you with the lid on. So here we go, an hour and a half. I do want to make one point. Make sure that this button, this indicator, says pressure, not steam. Steam will let all, you won't be able to lock it up. So right now mine's about to lock up. We'll see if I can get this on film. See it spitting? Like up, oh, look like a volcano, and now it's gonna lock itself up. It's coming. Once it locks up, that's when the countdown begins. Boop, saw that? Saw how it just locked itself up like that? Perfect timing. All right, so now, Alexa, set me an alarm for an hour and 30 minutes.
1 hour and 30 minutes, starting now.
Oh, and that's my water.